whatever then. Just brace yourself for the day of the fair, I suppose. Equal to aristocrats! Risible! Claire snorted. We didn't plan on private shopping, so only about 100,000 gold. Apparently that's not enough.
That sounds like a lot. Yeah, villainous time.
More villainous time.
Time to relax and get yelled at. I mean, while you read this book.
I know every single time I made a joke about this when we were getting ready. Like, oh yeah, the tea. Yeah, I always say next time we're gonna have tea for Jenny, but we have water for Jenny.
Sit back and relax and hear her make all these voices and get excited.
And drink water.
And drink water.
Yeah, no. Last time we got to go to the cross-dressing cafe. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we also got to see a side of Claire we didn't see in the anime, which she's like, I don't want to wear the boy's outfit, right? Yeah. I don't want to wear commoner clothing. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really interesting as well. And Miss Lene, oh my goodness gracious, that woman, she has indoctrinated all these students now to just like, anytime she's around, yes, Miss Lene.
Right?
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool too. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this has been a fun story. We have, we're way more than halfway done with this book at this point. So, and then we'll have to get the second volume because, the show must go on.
But that said, after we finish this one, we're going to read Ruby, the book.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're going to read Ruby!
Yeah!
Ruby!
And then we'll read the second volume, yeah.
Before we go ahead and get started reading, we have a couple things we're going to code some comments, and then we have a special surprise. So we're going to start here with Michaela. And Michaela, she just wins the comment section. I just know what to say. But I'm going to read this one first. Ray. You is cute, but their wink has no effect. I only have eyes for Claire. Ray, 5 seconds later. Misha's so sexy in her butler outfit.
Right? Right. Like, for real.
Misha's very pretty,
Claire is so called out.
You mean Ray is so called out?
Ray is so called out.
What if, oh my gosh, Claire's saying that, though?
No. Ray is so called out. Yes, that.
And please read this one.
Okay. Michaela says, I think Claire likes Thane because he's princely, has white hair, and is good at wind magic, like a certain other prince she knows. Where's the lie?
Who could that possibly be?
Who could that possibly be?
Who could that possibly be?
Who could that
possibly be?
Who could that possibly be? Look how cute she looks.
Yes.
I can't handle it.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes.
Yes. Michaela wins the comment section, and Manaria wins at everything.
Yeah. No, for sure.
The superhuman Manaria. She just wins at everything.
Yeah. She just wins at everything, right? And then we have here Ginger Cat _02. Love how the author introduces toilet humor to the story. It's an interesting contrast between the book and the anime. You don't really see Vrei push Claire too far with her testing in the anime. In the warehouse, Vrei pushes it too far, really. Puts her foot in to the extent that you would wonder what Claire would have done if Lene had not turned up. It's good job Lene did. I think it's something that Rei needed to learn, that someone can only tolerate a certain amount of teasing before they snap. Part of her character development and the relationship development. Yeah, I agree. I do feel like sometimes teasing can be a little bit too much. Yeah. And especially with someone of Claire's, prestige. I mean, she is the Minister of Finance's daughter, right? She's pretty high up there on the royal. And so that's one of the things. I know, she's excited and she loves Claire and everything like that. Yeah. But she could do a little bit of restraint with the teasing at some point. And I'm a fan. I like the cheese Jenny. It's wonderful. Yeah. But even I'm kind of like, all right, probably not going to do whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then this one, I really like this one.
Blue butterfly. Girl prince, girl king, girl boss. Why do these mundane titles sound so much more interesting when you slap girl in front of them? For your information, the Claire spin-off series, She's So Cheeky for a Commoner, does include an illustration of Claire with her cabaret updo. Yes, it is indeed quite pretty. I'd show you if I could, which, yay, we got to see.
Yep.
Since you brought up the topic of Butler Claire, the anime definitely does it best. The one scene where Claire is fully in character still gets me every time with the English VA. Okay, so after KB read this comment first, and she turns to me and she's like, this is what the comment says. I'm gonna pull up this part of the anime. So she like jumped right on and watched the part of Claire in full butler mode, and she was like, she's glorious. Yeah, it's great.
I may or may not have played it a few times. But no, really, that is so true. Like, oh my gosh, the VA for Claire, she's so good, right? The VA for Ray is just so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go back, though, to the ginger cat. Yeah, that bathroom scene was interesting.
It was.
I was like, okay, all right. But anyway, back to this one now. Yeah, so that's what we have to show you.
Yeah.
So we actually do have, if I can find it, because I put it somewhere, the picture of Her Magnificence. And let me go ahead. Jenny's face is gonna...
Ooh. It's gonna get covered. Oh!
Look at her. She just looks so great.
A light shines down from the heavens.
Okay. I literally want, like, this as a wall poster or a tapestry or something, because she's just so pretty. She's just so pretty.
Right? Look at
Oh
her.
my gosh. Yes.
Yes. So we did get this through giving our Facebook account.
Yes.
We have a Facebook page.
Yes.
So
we
if
do.
you all have stuff that like artwork or anything like that that you want us to see, or links to things that you think we'd want to check out, yeah, you can find us on Facebook.
We're on
under
Facebook as
Jenni
well.
and KB,
Yes.
and that's where that would be a good place for those kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Links,
But
you can put links in our comments,
the comment section.
but pictures you can't.
No,
so
pictures you cannot.
That was really nice to
yeah,
be able to get
thank
that.
you so much for
Yeah,
that. It was really sweet.
yeah.
And I'm just like,
Claire looking like, and Ray's like, haha. She's so proud of her work. It's adorable.
yeah, no, she is adorable. So anyway, without further ado, are you getting nice and comfy? You got your water and everything? We're gonna go ahead and see. As I like almost dropped my book.
Let me drink. Why am I the one drinking water? You're the one about to read.
In due time. Okay, let's see here.
In due time, my dear.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, we left off with poor Lorik getting, lots of makeup on him. I told you, I didn't want to do it! Lorik was crying, which only made his makeup run. Let's see here. Who is the... Wait. Lorik, you pass. Actually, you're the star of the show. Oh, it's Rod. Lorik, you pass. Actually, you're the star of the show. Rod continued to chuckle uncontrollably. Everyone else wore expressions that suggest that they want to join in, but didn't dare. I'm not going to serve any customers, Lorik declared, as he would be the only one holed up in the kitchen. Why? Rob was completely bewildered by the subtlety. Rod, that's enough. Poor Lorik. On the other hand, Thane was more emotionally savvy than his brother, thanks to his...
He was more emotionally what?
Savvy than his brother.
Savvy, okay.
Thanks to his graceful intervention, Lorik was allowed to take charge of the kitchen. But what's the selling point of the Cavalier, then? What's the point of cross-dressing a cafe? That's not funny. Lene raised her hand. Master Rod, I believe you will find there is a demand for a cafe where beautiful boys and girls are servers, and that this will prove especially true if the servers are royalty and nobility. Is that so? Rod still had his head cocked to the side, but thought Lene was correct. Commoners would be attending the Foundation Day fair, too. These were the princes of the kingdom. A ton of folks would jump at a chance to be waited by one of them, for a variety of reasons. Whatever, then. Just brace yourself for the day of the fair, I suppose. I did wish he would change his attitude. I detested the way he talked. Yeah. What's wrong? Claire looked at me quizzically. Nothing. I was trying to get the bad taste out of my mouth.
Was it Rod?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep, that's so funny.
Oh, right.
Table 3, order up. New customer seated at table 5. Table 1, check. Your total comes to 1,480 gold. Lively voices echoed back and forth, and we carried a number of tables into the classroom rented by the Academy Knights, and they were full. A queue ran outside, meaning the cross-dressing cafe was qualified success. The Foundation Day Festival happened to fall on a public holiday this year, leading to the record attendance numbers. Our flow of customers hadn't even dwindled since the opening ceremony, and actually it seemed like the lines were just getting longer. Excuse me, miss? Is that right? You're very pretty. Haha, thank you very much. Rod laughed as he served customers clearly in a good mood. Wow, Master, you're so cute. You came back with, apparently I'm much cuter as a lady. An elegant smile to boot. That one's a bit dark, though, but also so beautiful. Though I suppose a bit creepy, Thane was silent, plagued by his confused expression.
Oh, pain, though.
Hey, I wonder who that is. Looks cold but gorgeous nobleman. Are you ready to order? Misha was playing up to her role to a T, her face cool and composed.
Oh, Misha.
Did you see Miss Claire serving people? Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day when a selfish brat... Excuse you? How rude!
Oh.
A selfish brat welcomed customers. I held myself back from cutting in. There was one person in our crew who was faking a smile, but that couldn't be helped. There are so many customers. I haven't been able to put the frying pan down once. Busy is good. Here's the next order, Commander Lork. The kitchen was also full steam ahead, mostly run by Lork and Lambert. Overall, it was safe to say the Academy Knights Cafe Cavalier was a hit.
Yeah.
If this keeps up, we could easily be voted first place, Rod said. Visitors Affair got to vote which one they'd like best, and the class or group that took place won travel vouchers that they could use at resorts during summer vacation. Oh, that's kinda cool.
Wow, that is
In
cool.
the game, this translated into unlocking snapshots from special events.
Oh,
I
that's
personally
cute.
didn't care whether or not I went on vacation as long as I could go or stay with Claire. Master Rod, get back to work. You've been summoned to table 6. No, is that so? I'll be right back. With a lively step, Rod went off to serve. What were you talking about? Claire asked me. He was saying we might win first place in the popularity vote. We should be beholden to travel vouchers, Claire complained. As a member of the Academy of Knights, we ought to be able to organize our own vacation trips. Oh, okay, Claire.
She has opinions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here for it, okay?
You're like, tell me more of your opinions, Miss
Right?
Claire.
Yes, Miss Claire. That might have been true for nobles, but commoners like me couldn't really afford to go jet setting off into resorts. Let's see here. Come now, I said. Back to work. Miss Lenny's watching. Yuck! Ray, you've been summoned to table 2, Misha said as she brought me some empty dishes to the kitchen. Huh? Me? Yes. Oh, lucky you. I wonder what kind of eccentric would want to share a meal with a commoner, though. I will say, Claire most definitely is a lot colder in this, for sure.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
she's still, yeah, a little bit. Because if we think back to this scene in the anime, we saw, like, Ray was being served by Claire, right? And then she was like, could you hurry up, please? You know, in a little bit. But she wasn't quite saying something like this.
Right, and I think that we started to see that she had sort of warmed up to her after the fight.
Yeah.
That was when...
Like a bit, yeah.
Yeah, she had seemed a little warmer.
That's okay. Claire chuckled. If you're going to abuse me, I'd rather be in the bedroom.
Oh, she went there.
What in the world are you talking about? Just my truest desires. I'm going now. I took a tray and headed to table 2. When I saw who the customer was, I felt my stomach drop.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is it who I think it is?
Yeah, they were foreigners speaking in a broken form of the kingdom's tongue. The embellishments adored their clothes, made it clear that they were noblemen. Furthermore, they were well-built gentlemen, and a turban was unmistakably royalty.
Oh, uh-oh.
Graciously, this Royal Highness Marcel, Prince of Loro, he graced you with his company. His accent said that the Loro Empire was to the west of the Bear Kingdom, in a tropical region. It was an important transportation hub, and did value trade with the Bear Kingdom for various goods, such as spices. Marcel was the crown prince of Loro Empire.
Why were they requesting Ray? Just plot?
So I think if it's going, because
plot.
if we recall in the anime, in the game, Ray does say that I believe it is the protagonist or the heroine, whoever you want to call.
But in the story itself, like, for that to happen, to me, I'm just like, wait, why would that person request Ray? But I know it's like a game.
Yeah,
so it's just like they
like
put
how
it in the game for the
Mhm.
plot to deal with that problem. Yeah.
I was thrown off because I'd suddenly remembered this was one of the events in the game. Will you please take our order? Please excuse me, what can I get for you? Get him something to do with Dodo Bird. His Imperial Highness is fond of Dodo Bird. I'm very sorry. Unfortunately, we do not have anything with Dodo Bird. Prince Marcel frowned. Seeing this, his attendant stood. This is extremely disrespectful. Prince Marcel has placed his order. You must fulfill it. Please forgive me. The dodo bird is rare and is not easy to source in our kingdom. I tried to explain as politely as possible, but His Highness Marcel shook his head. This is what he wants. You will do something about this, his attendant repeated.
You will do
It took
something
everything
about
I had
this.
not to sigh out loud. When this event occurred in the game, the prince whom the heroine was closest to stepped in to save her. But I wasn't close to any of the princes. While I was standing there, my face was about to twitch, wondering what to do. Please excuse me for interrupting your conversation, Your Highness Marcel. I was stunned. Claire had stepped in to take care of Prince Marcel's dressing, His Highness in perfect Lornese. Unfortunately, we are unable to prepare the dodo bird that Your Highness enjoys so much, but I'm sure royals such as yourself would enjoy sampling some special new ingredients. She gave Prince Marcel a bright, sweet smile. I'd never seen her do that before. It looked like her charm was working since Marcel stopped his attendant from standing to complain again and addressed her himself. You speak excellent Lorinese. What is your name? My name is Claire Francois, Imperial Highness of Marcel of the Empire of Loro. It is my pleasure. Claire looked genuinely pleased to have met him. Prince Marcel frowned harder.
Oh,
Claire,
no.
are you saying you will serve me something I will find satisfying? I guarantee you'll enjoy it. Good then. I leave my order to you. Thank you very much. Claire respectfully and severely took my hand and led me into the kitchen, where she lowered her voice so the prince wouldn't hear her and let out a deep sigh. Ugh, just talking to that pig like that's exhausting. A pig from a porcelain new money empire. Claire looked at me. You were useless too. You can't behave like that in front of another person like His Highness Marcel. You have to flatter him. That's definitely different from the anime as well, because she did complain about him, but she didn't say anything bad about Ray.
I don't remember.
I do!
Okay, you do.
Well, I suppose it would be impossible for a commoner who never spoke much to royalty to learn, Claire said haughtily. As daughter of the Minister of Finance, she undoubtedly had experience managing the moves of foreign diplomats. Peasants. Go into the kitchen and make some of that mayonnaise dish.
Oh, peasant.
Mayonnaise? That's right. They definitely don't have that in the Lower Empire yet. If we serve him that, I'm sure the pig will go home satisfied. Oh, I see. Hey, don't just stand there. Right, Claire? What is it? Thank you very much. Taken aback, Claire said, It's not for you. If this becomes a diplomatic incident, it'll be terrible for my father.
Oh,
she's such a son
that's
today.
totally why. That's the only reason.
Right? There she was, making up excuses. She was so
making up
cute.
excuses.
Thank you very much for playing it being cold. Stop saying silly things I don't understand and go to cooking. Yes, ma'am. In the end, Marcel enjoyed a mayonnaise shrimp dish that left him more satisfied, though that was undoubtedly partially due to the magical smile Claire trained on him. Still, I never thought Claire would come to my rescue. This would have never happened in the game. Perhaps the heroine's fate was changing? I would hate it if Miss Claire was a losing character, I murmured to myself. What did you say? Nothing, I love you. Stop saying stupid things and clear the dishes.
Miss Claire was the losing character.
That's foreboding, Ray.
That is foreboding.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I just got back, Ray. Time to switch. Good work. Now I'm off. I was trading shifts with Thane, who had just gotten off his break, so I could take my 2-hour one. The Crossroads Cafe was as busy as ever, but the crowds were starting to thin. At this rate, I could leave and to the others to finish up. 2 whole hours. What should I do? If this were a school festival in Japan, then I would go around the other booths with my friends. But the closest thing I had to those were Misha and Lene, and they were both working. Mad timing, I said as I took off my butler's costume in the empty classroom next door that we were using as a changing room. Ah! I look up to see my beloved Claire enter the room. Good work. Are you on break too, Claire? Interesting, she calls her Miss Claire and Claire.
Oh, yeah, that is interesting.
That's right. I still understand why I have to do vulgar things like serve customers.
Like serve customers.
She muttered as she unbuttoned her jacket. I offered to help her. She refused, and then I helped her change anyway.
She refused.
But, Miss Claire, you're so good at it. I was really surprised. I'm used to stitching things up on the surface. Don't forget that I am the daughter of the Minister of Finance. I like the normal, honest Miss Claire. What about me is honest? Just quit with the flattery. I'm perfectly aware I have a difficult personality. We'd had similar conversation before, but it was really hard for me to watch Claire be this self-deprecating. She had such a reputation for being selfish, high-handed, and prideful. I was sure Revolution's players could never imagine her speaking like this. You're surely not easy to handle, but that's true in some way for everyone, isn't it? Are you telling me I'm nothing special?
This is, like...
very different.
Yeah, and pretty deep.
Yeah. Not at all. It just makes me sad to see you put yourself down.
Aww,
Put myself
so
down.
Sweet.
I'm not... Claire trailed off, probably realizing that there was no other way to interpret what she just said.
Oh.
I must be tired of doing all this unfamiliar work. To think I would blurt out something like that in the presence of a peasant.
Oh.
I'm glad you did. You show me your vulnerable side. May I capitalize on that? Idiot, come on, I'll
May I
wait for you. Hurry up and
capitalize on
change.
that?
Huh? Why are you looking at me like that? I fell out of the sky? I'm telling you to come help me distract me. Oh, this is also very different, too, because in the anime, Claire's, Ray's like, I'm gonna take him on a date.
Yeah.
Claire said, looking away. I stopped in the middle of changing my clothes. Miss Claire, what is it? How do you think I look in this? I told you already. They make you look like a servant, just a peasant should. So, you mean they look good on me? So what? I held up my white glove hand to calm the squawking Claire. If it's only for a short time, I will serve as your escort, I said, looking at Claire directly in the eye and smiling in my most gentleman fashion.
Oh.
Let's see here.
That's so cute.
Where shall we go? I don't want to go somewhere with food. It will undoubtedly be not worthy of eating. Isn't food what a school festival is all about? I have the right to decide what I put in my body. Such was our conversation as I escorted Claire down the academy hall. We passed a number of people, some clearly nobles, and others that were unmistakably commoners, judging by their clothing. It was a refreshing change from the usual sights of the academy, where both noble and commoners dressed to the nines. Claire frowned occasionally at the sight of the commoners, but ultimately didn't complain. How about here? What is this? It's a haunted house. Absolutely not. Claire tried to run away, but I held her hand.
Scared.
Hey, Miss Claire, are you scared of ghosts? No, it's not that. I'm just not interested in childish tricks. Okay, sorry. 2 academy student tickets, please. Brushing off Claire's complaints, I signed us up to go in. Miss Claire, what do you want? If you get scared, you can hold on to me.
Don't be
stupid. But Claire was already clinging to me. Mission successful.
Claire was already clingy. Oh, it's adorable.
It is adorable.
She's such a gremlin, but then it creates these cute, adorable moments that you're just like,
Oh, she's absolutely a gremlin.
Can't blame her.
That was terrifying. Thank you for letting me witness such an adorable side to you, Miss Claire. As we emerged from the haunted house, I was supporting Claire, whose teeth were chattering. We headed to the rest area in the courtyard, where a number of guests were taking breaks next to flower beds blooming with the colors of spring. Let's sit for a minute. I'll get us something to drink.
Beautiful.
Don't get anything weird. I just want water, got it? Your wish is my command. I grinned at Claire, who'd never missed a chance to give me a tongue lashing, and went off in the search of water. I got enough to share at a snack stand and immediately returned to her. Almost immediately. I spied something interesting at the store. I passed on my way and bought 2. You sure took your time. Oh, this is very interesting because if we think about it in the anime, Ray actually got distracted because of the guy who was trying to do the thing for the commoner movement.
Right, yes.
Hasn't happened yet. We also didn't see you have, well, I think someone did try to approach you, but you said we would talk later. Yeah, I do remember that. But so the commoner guy didn't come up to Ray in this. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking that was about to happen now.
No, because she went to go get a drink, and then she got distracted. So, and she never made it back to her. Claire found her and grabbed her and brought her back.
Okay.
Let's see me. You sure took your time. Please excuse me. Here's your water. Claire was still wary, but she put the water to her lips and took a sip. Life returned to her eyes. Miss Claire, I got this for you. It's not much, but here you are. What? It was an amulet with a magical stone set in the center of intricate silverwork. It was just an ornament, but a good luck charm. The started effects included luck and love. I hope things go well for you and I know she does it in the anime, but right.
I'm picturing how it looked then. It was so pretty too.
If this were Japan, I would buy something like this at the Buddhist temple or the Shinto shrine, but the closest thing they had was the church. The booth I stopped by was manned by the academy chapter of the organization. You really are strange. Why is that? I know you're just teasing me, but even so, you've been professing your love for me, right? I'm serious. And yet you support Thane in me. That's strange. Claire said, playing with the amulet in her palm. I thought she looked almost lonely, though I wasn't sure why.
Oh, Claire.
I care more about your happiness, Miss Claire, than having my love returned. That's a hypocritical comment. Well, that's a fair opinion, but it's the absolute truth. Why are you so obsessed with me? That song, why are you so obsessed with me? Song in my head now. Claire looked at me, and then her eyes flickered. Because you saved me. To put it bluntly, my previous life had been completely devoid of hope. I was employed by a corrupt company that worked me so hard I only went home to sleep.
Oh, no.
The only things that made me want to keep living were my games, and there was no game I immersed myself more in completely than Revolution. I even gave up to sleep, to write fan fiction. It was no exaggeration to say that Claire had given me the will to live.
Wow.
You're teasing me again. I saved you? That's stupid. Of course, Claire couldn't understand. She wouldn't believe me if I told her about my previous life or being transported to this world, and there was no helping the fact that she only ever thought I was teasing her. Well then, save me now, specifically by hugging or kissing me. So I just teased her like always. That was all I could do, nothing more. Stop saying stupid things. Our break's almost over. Let's go back. Yes, ma'am. I held my hand out for Claire, but she didn't take it. Your time playing at being a gentleman is over. I am me and you are you. I am a noble and you are a commoner. Nothing more, nothing less. That's too bad. That means I've lost my excuse to hold your hand, Miss Claire. You really are. As we went back to our usual selves, but there were 2 things I didn't notice at that time. First, that Claire had accepted the amulet I gave her, and second, that her expression bore a hint of sadness.
Oh, it hurts.
We're on chapter 3!
It really hurts.
It really does hurt.
Like, I did not expect to get that emotion. Like, the ending, that last sentence.
Yup. So, chapter 3, the commoner movement.
Okay.
Here it comes.
All right.
This school is rife with discrimination, I hear someone call out the morning after Foundation Day.
Oh,
I was
so
heading
next day
past the
now.
lobby to the cafeteria with Claire, and when I looked over, I spied 5 or 6 students gathering together holding place cards. Down with the cross... I can't write this right now.
Aristocracy.
Okay, down with the aristocracy! Abolish noble excesses! They were chanting their messages in unison. Those commoners are really pushing their luck. Claire frowned at having to endure such unpleasant sights so early in the morning. What are they up to, I asked. It's a peasant's disease. Let's see here. Lena explained. Apparently, they were representing the commoner movement. They're calling for equality between aristocracy and commoners. So it was time for that to begin. I remember this
time
part
for that
of the
to
game.
begin. Oh.
It's completely scandalous. Commoners wanting to be treated as if they're aristocrats? Ludicrous. The king bestows them with his grace, and look how they behave. I glanced away. What an indifferent reply, or do you agree with your peasant friends? Claire's voice said. No, I'm not particularly interested in politics. All I care about is being with you, Miss Claire. I was in favor of class equality generally, but to be honest, I wasn't all that invested. However, Hey you! It's Ray Taylor! A group of people ran up to us calling my name. Representative of the General Republic, what are you doing here? By here, that meant with the young lady, heir to the Francois family, and the epitome of the conservative nobility. What? I'm Miss Claire's maid. What did you say? My answer set the group abuzz. Claire dismissed them out of hand, which was what I would have liked to do too. Listen, we represent the people's hopes and dreams. Will you allow yourself to be corrupted by this nobility after proving you exceed them in every regard? I have no intention of being corrupted by the aristocracy. Isn't that role of the maid equivalent to the slave of that very thing? Deplorable! These people really weren't listening to what I had to say. Can I go now? I'm not what you call a political person. You don't get it. Everyone's a political person. And just when I thought I had enough, Claire cut in with a look of abject disgust. It's lovely that you have your principles and all, but don't dare force them down other people's throats. Who are you to talk? You aristocrats are the ones forcing your will on people. What did you say? This was bad. Claire was hot-tempered as well as a noble, born and bred. She wouldn't stand being criticized for the sin of being who she was. You guys, that's enough. A cool voice cut in. Mr. Lambert. Oh, no. Lambert showed in to intervene the standoff. Lene blinked in surprise at the sight of her older brother. I sympathize with your movement, Lambert told the protesting students. But this is the academy. You will gain no favor by disrupting daily life at the institute where nobles and commoners already are. Learn together in an integrated environment. Oh, would you get off your high horse, Mr. Lambert? The Erosian Company should be the one on the front lines of the battle to abolish this. The Erosian firm was one of the most powerful organizations run by the commoners and had commanded the same status and influence as low-ranking noble houses. The activists clearly didn't appreciate Lambert, the oldest son siding with an aristocrat. Equality is a worthy ideal, but you will get nowhere making such uncompromising demands in this kingdom. Not as it is now, but... let's see here. Miss Claire, I'm so sorry I've kept you. Let's be on our way. Lambert, be certain to discipline them harshly. I wouldn't want these commoners getting any more ideas. Oh my god. Oh, is that Claire? Oh yeah, it was. Hang on one second. I can't. Sometimes it doesn't save.
Yeah, it gets confusing.
I'm like, wait, who's this?
Yeah.
Lambert, be certain to discipline them harshly. I wouldn't want these commoners getting any more ideas. Understood. Good. Claire flounced away, and Lenny and I followed her. You were totally useless too. You mustn't give such people the time of day. In the future, ignore them. I said. But Miss Claire, Lene said, you must understand why they feel that way. The life of a commoner is a punishing one.
What?
Claire slapped her across the face.
What?
Oh, okay. Oh, man. I don't even... Okay, anyway.
Okay.
I'm just gonna process that for a second.
Right.
Silence, Lene, she said. Lene was quiet for a moment. I'm so sorry. As long as you understand. Come on, novel! Really? Claire continued walking as if nothing had happened. Taken out of context, an incident might cast her, and especially a villain, out of light. But the truth was that all aristocrats in this era, and perhaps even many commoners, shared the same unassailable belief in the natural moral supremacy of the nobility. Lene remained quiet. She had a complicated expression on her face, and why wouldn't she? As a daughter of a merchant, Lene was ultimately a commoner. She had worked under Claire, a bona fide aristocrat, since her childhood, and had seen firsthand the stark difference in their standards of living. Lene? What is it, Ray? Don't do anything stupid, okay?
Your face, though.
Okay? Lenny probably took my words to mean that I thought goals like breaking down the aristocracy and achieving equality were stupid, but I had something different in mind.
Right,
For now, I had to do something about the tension in the air.
Oh.
Miss Claire? What is it? I'm hungry. Claire looked taken aback by my inability to read the room. You're such a... She sighed, and then continued with an unusually bitter smile. It's not too long now till lunch, so you'll just need to wait. Yes, ma'am. Lenny, what are you going to eat today? Well, I'll probably have chicken and eggs too. Good, I'll have a beef bowl. Just once I'd like to see you two eat something a little more refined. And with that, they were back to their normal routine. Despite myself, I thought back to what the protester said. Everyone is a political person? I still don't consider myself one. Though not for the reason the activists likely assume. Just thinking about the encounter gave me a headache. Miss Claire, my head hurts. Will you please feed me my breakfast? What nonsense are you spewing now? You prefer mouth to mouth? That's a little too much even for me. I said nothing of the sort. Teasing Miss Claire was the best way to ease my stress. I wish we could stay like this forever. You're so selfish. Wait, no, that's actually right. You're so selfish, I said. Well, then, I'll feed you instead. Unnecessary. And what does that have to do with your headache? Huh? Don't look at me like you don't know what I'm talking about. Doting on Claire, that was my politics, my principle, and my position. Now, Lambert, let us proceed with today's agenda.
So she's like, all is Claire. Claire is all.
Pretty much. Claire is life, Claire is love, Claire is everything.
Yes.
Yes, Commander. Please look at the materials in front of you. I was at one of the Academy Night Council meetings. It seems that the friction between the nobles and the commoners at the Academy is heightened as of late, Lambert stated. Some scholarship students have started a movement calling for an immediate complete equity between social classes, which upsets the aristocratic students. A number of complaints have been registered with the Academy Knights. I saw them in action. It's wretched, isn't it? Claire sighed. Can't we crack down on those activists? Freedom of thought is guaranteed both within and without the Academy. We can't ban people from acting on their political ideology. How annoying. Claire had a confounded look on her face.
Claire's
as if she had bitten into an
by
apple and discovered a worm.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah,
Claire,
she's definitely
though.
a bit more hot-headed with this one. Because she didn't really care for it in the anime, but she was, let's say, not as hot-headed about it. How many people are part of this movement? Rod asked with interest. At the moment, less than 20, including potential supporters. If that's all then, why don't we just leave them alone? You asked nonchalant as always. That was our intention, but a few of the more extreme activists have incited a few skirmishes on Academy grounds. Skirmishes. That's actually interesting too, right? Because we didn't even see that either. The only thing we saw was the whole setup, oh, thank you very much. We actually didn't see the skirmishes, right? So apparently there was like actual skirmishes happening. We only saw that one thing with Yu's attendant, I guess, and that one commoner guy. Let's see. Skirmishes, Thane frowned. Yes, they seem to be clashing with nobles about giving away in the halls and sitting down first in the cafeteria, and other minor issues of the sort. That's a bit troubling, Misha said, sighing. It seemed like no one was sure what the activist intentions were. Everyone here had been a noble except for Lambert, whose family was well off, and me, they weren't equipped to understand how a commoner might feel. I think it's simple. They want to be equal to aristocrats, right? I said. Equal to aristocrats! Risible! Claire snorted. This isn't simply a matter of birth and upbringing. The lineage of nobility and common folk are fundamentally completely divergent. Oh, divergent!
Is that so, Claire?
The Crusty of the Bear Kingdom were descendants of the powerful clans from the days before the establishment of the kingdom. Historically, these families had amassed power through the agricultural surplus, which had enabled them to train and maintain armed forces. When the Bear clan brought these other major families under their banner as would-be monarchs, the powerful houses who swore fealty to House Bear became the nobility of the new kingdom. And what if the commoners have contributed to this country? Claire continued. Damn, Claire.
Oh, Claire.
Holy crap. It's okay. It's okay. She's still my best girl.
Okay.
The nobility performed vital functions in exchange for the authority to collect taxes from their states. These include stable government of territories, promotion of local industries, and training and dispatch of soldiers. The way aristocrats like Claire saw it, they had the right to make political decisions because they kept the country running, while commoners weren't even qualified to participate in most debates.
Wow, that's a huge divide.
You've got it wrong, Claire. Simply paying taxes itself is a critical contribution to the kingdom. If the people didn't pay taxes, Bayard would crumble, Thane said in an uncharacteristically long speech. He said more than a few words!
Yeah!
His broad outlook was a testament to his experience as Imperial Studies. Do you mean to say you agree with their views, Master Thane? I didn't say that. Among other things, there are too wide of a gulf between aristocrats and commoners when it comes to the matters of education and intelligence. I don't think it's realistic to have commoners participate in politics.
I don't think it's realistic.
Exactly.
Awkward.
Oof. That was about as much awareness as you could expect from a current royal family.
Yeah.
A completely democratic system and elected representatives like modern Japan, where anyone of age could participate in politics, regardless of gender or financial status. That was a fairy tale out of a far reach for the Bayard Kingdom. Well, I still don't see how this is a concern. We could just leave them be like you said, Rod said, trying to shelve a topic. There is one issue, said Lambert. Huh? Rumors that the church is backing the movement.
Oh.
The church. All colors drain from the prince's face. The church has long taught that all men are equal in the eyes of God. The meshes well with the message of the activists. Like I mentioned when I adopted Relaire, the prevailing religion of this land believed in the existence of spirits of earth, water, fire, wind. These spirits were worshipped and were the supreme spirit of God, who was said to have given birth to the elemental spirits.
Wow.
The church taught that the world had been created by the grace of God, and that the recent advances in magic came through the power of those spirits.
Wow.
Worship of the elemental spirits had started among farmers, and through a simple notion it was powerful in its simplicity, fear of respect for nature's power had grown into a major religion.
That's so
Furthermore,
interesting.
the church actively sought to educate commoners in a number of subjects, including the treatment of illness and injuries. The influence on the people was too strong for even the royal family to dismiss. This seems to be a wrinkle, as you would say.
Yes.
Has the church said anything outright? Thane asked. Not at this time. It seems they're maintaining their official stance of the political neutrality. Then there's not much we can do right now, Misha said, voicing the rest of us are thinking. Let's see here. As the Academy Knights, we can simply not ignore the noble student complaints. For now, if you witness the confrontation, please intervene, and be careful not to place blame squarely on the commoners, Commander Lork said. And in the conversation, we discussed a few more items on the agenda, after which the meeting was finally brought to a close. By the way, Miss Claire, why don't we go to the Northern Forest for summer vacation? I said at the end. Isn't that a bit off topic? Our cross-driving cavalier had been voted the best booth at the founding fair. And as luck would have it, we'd won traveler vouchers to a summer resort.
Nice.
All that serious talk made me want to kind of relax. You. And why would you demand such a thing of your master? You should be the one helping me relax. May I? I can tell by the look in your eyes that you're thinking of something dirty. Claire was ruining the mood. Claire was ruining the mood! Did you expect her to agree? I mean, come on now.
Right.
Miss Claire, was your mind in the gutter? What were you thinking then? Would you like to know? See?
No.
It is something dirty. Really are. Hey, where's Lenny? Lenny said she had talked to Mr. Lambert about something.
Your face, though.
When you know.
When you know.
When you know. I answered, pointing to where Lenny was conversing with her brother, a serious look on her face.
Oh.
Claire gazed at the siblings for a moment and contemplated. If all commoners were discreet and diligent as Lenny, we could have some peace. What about me, Miss Claire? If all commoners were like you, then I would seriously consider fleeing the country. Eloping? That sounds great.
Eloping.
I would not take you with me. Then in return, while we were in the midst of our usual old married couple routine. At least that's what I thought of it.
Old married couple
Welcome
routine.
back, Lenny. What were you talking about? Nothing important, just, I may have seen something. Seen what? Claire pressed. Lenny hesitated before answering. A member of the Commoner Movement's meeting with Master Yu. Oh, here it is. Yu, the third-born prince, didn't share a mother with his brothers. Rod and Thane's mother was an Alpecian princess from a bordering nation, but she had passed away after giving birth to Thane. Another contributing factor to Thane's general listlessness. But I'll get to that story later. The current queen, Yu's mother, Rishi, had originally been a cardinal of the spiritual church. Unlike the Catholicism,
Okay, probably.
to my original word, women could hold high-ranking offices in the spiritual church. In fact, they were widely considered to possess great spiritual and mystical affinity than men. The current pope was a nobility, a woman. More importantly, for our purpose, the king had married Rishi in an attempt to bring the church's
burgeoning.
I've never seen this word in my life. Is that how you say that?
Yep.
Burgeoning power under royal control. Instead of their union had strengthened the church's ties to the royal family and given it even more clout than before. You could accurately be described as the fruit of the union of the church and crown.
Mm.
I can't imagine, Master, you would do something like this casually, Claire said. You projected an air of carefree airheadedness, but he was cunning. He had to know he was in a delicate position politically.
Oh.
No, I did meet with them, you said, suddenly interrupting our conversation. Master, you! They were asking me if the church could help them. I turned them down, though, you said, his grin wavering.
Oh.
That was careless, Master, you. Was it? I refused their request, and I don't think anything will come of it, but the church's doors are open to all, so I was at least obligated to hear them. You responded gently. But Master, you, don't you think they might have approached you not because of your ties to the church, but because you are royal family? In theory, perhaps, but it's well known that my mother was a cardinal of some influence. Claire wasn't backing down. If that's true in theory, then in the theory, couldn't you have used that conflict of interest as a reason not to meet with them? Damn, girl.
Right.
Perhaps. But I'm not entirely adverse to the commoner movement, you said, surprising us.
Oh,
Have you
look at
lost your mind? Come now. Do you think equality is so morally objectable? Right and wrongs are being nonsensically applied in this context. It's simply unrealistic. Who would run the country if not the nobility? Well, the commoners, of course. Damn!
Yeah, it was coming in strong.
They have no idea how difficult it is, or even the most highly educated aristocrats. Can you imagine the illiterate and ignorant attempting to govern? In other words, if the commoners are educated, it wouldn't be a problem.
Oh,
well,
look at you!
Claire was at a loss
with
for
facts.
words. Personally, I think the aristocracy will eventually come to an end. What are you talking about? Leave aside your biases and think about it rationally for a moment. The nobility are far outnumbered by the commoners. Do you think we could win in the event of an armed uprising?
Foreboding AF.
Yeah. We have an army! Claire couldn't wrap her head around the idea of her social class ceasing to be. It was visibly emotional. You, on the other hand, had remained calm and collected. The army is strong, but now there's magic to reckon with it, too. We're starting to see individual commoners powerful enough to match even the most exceptional soldiers. Soon it'll all come down but numbers. But, anyway, the aristocrats live the lives they do because of the taxes paid by the people they control. What logic can justify the ongoing control that people refuse to be controlled? Damn!
Boom, drops the mic.
Claire was silent, upset to see the legitimacy of the aristocracy. She believed it's naturally to be breathed air be called into question.
Wait, what does it say? She believed what?
She believed it as naturally as she breathed air to be called into question.
Okay.
Miss Claire, I said, what is it? All this serious talk has made me hungry.
Oh.
Claire nearly fell forward.
Ray.
Can't you read the room? This was definitely a heavy subject. Sorry, Claire. You chuckled. No, let's go to the cafeteria. We're already running late, so it's going to be crowded. You left the meeting room musing over what he would have for lunch as well, in the exact same tone of voice he used to talk about politics. I didn't really care for him. Ooh! Hey, you! Claire called when I went to follow you. What is it, Miss Claire? What do you think of your argument? I think it was complicated. You mean you couldn't understand it? I understood, but I wasn't sure what Claire was hoping to hear from me. Do you think that the aristocracy will fall soon, too? I don't know. I see. But even if you were no longer an aristocrat, I would still serve you, Miss Claire.
Oh, of course.
Claire gave me a surprised look. But why? If there's no aristocrats, the world would become what those in the movement would have no reason to serve me. Of course not. How many times have I said it? I serve you because I love you, Miss Claire. Claire frowned. Another joke. I'm not joking.
No.
I'm completely serious. All right, fine. It was stupid of me to ask you, Claire said. She set off towards the cafeteria and I followed her. Miss Claire, I am serious, you know. Yes. So what are you going to eat today? The beef ball. Again? You really like that, don't you? You remember my favorite food, Miss Claire? What are you so happy about? With how many times you've eaten in front of me, any idiot will remember. Claire sulked. How about you try it too, Miss Claire? No, thank you. Dissatisfaction sours a meal. Then I'll share about it. I said no, thank you. What? You won't open your mouth wide for me?
Oh, the mic. Okay, it's still working, but
Ray.
it dropped down.
Ray. We can probably put it back up.
Okay, maybe. There we go. Okay.
I said nothing of the sort. It looked like she was almost back to normal. Miss Claire, what is it? I will protect you no matter how this world changes. I told you, you don't need to protect me. No matter what happens, I repeated. Whatever. Claire seemed flustered, perhaps by my unusual, seriousness.
Unusual seriousness.
Yeah. For now, let's start with this, I said, pointing to the cafeteria. As you had said, it was extremely crowded. She didn't answer, though, lost in thought. Now, Claire, let's go. I dragged Claire, dejected face and all, in after me. What? Why do I? Claire was so indignant. It's work, and it's time to do it. I'm aware, but why must I do it when everyone else can suffice? Miss Claire, we're the newest members of the Academy Knights. That means we have to do the most basic chores. We were on an errand for the Academy Knights to pick up sundries from the market in the capital. The stalls were past seemingly mainly deal in fresh foods, boasting an array of delicious-looking fruits and vegetables.
Yay.
In a testament to the booming economy the marketplace was overflowing with, people with a crowd this big, we might get separated. Shall we hold hands? I asked. That's fine, Claire murmured. It's fine? Then allow me. I will not! Ah! You two are really close. They really are. Misha and Lene were accompanying us on our errands. Although the princes were also members of the Knights, they weren't given such tasks for obvious reasons, so the job had to fall on us. Claire had wanted to stay behind too, but we had so much to buy that we pushed her to come along. Of course she wouldn't be carrying anything. Her trusty lieutenant Lene would be doing that for her. And what are we buying? Let's see here. 10 sheets of parchment, 20 sheets of vellum, 2 bottles of ink, 1 set of paints, 1 leather strap, 1 set of nails, and some tea and biscuits. So, mostly office supplies. Most of the Academy Knights' duties are clerical work after all. The biscuits are the only fun thing on this list! Yes! Let's buy some sweets from Romay! Impossible! Impossible, Miss Claire. Misha flatly rejected Claire's suggestion. Why? Romay is too expensive. If you want to shop there, you need to use your own money. And how much did I bring today, Lene? We didn't plan on private shopping, so only about 100,000 gold. Apparently that's not enough.
That sounds like a lot.
It does sound like a lot. That's not enough.
Think
of 1 gold as 1 yen. 100,000 yen was princely sum to a commoner, but mere pocket change for a powerful noble. It wasn't nearly enough to buy sweets from a gourmet. Let's focus on the work today, and then we can buy sweets next time. I suppose I have no choice. Claire frowned and shrugged, her shoulders looking longingly down the road, her expression pinched. Ew. I followed her gaze at the last bit and saw 2 children dressed in rags begging for alms. One had a bandaged arm around her leg. There have been more beggars since the conflict with the Noor Empire began, Misha said matter-of-factly. The price for food is rising too, Lene said, looking at the children with sympathy. But wages are increasing as well, aren't they? Claire said. Not fast enough. Employers tend to be conservative when rising wages, since it's difficult to lower them once they're gone up, Lene explained. Well, that's their responsibility to bear, isn't it? Oh, more. Employers are commoners too. Life isn't as easy for any of them. Claire stopped talking. It looked like she'd been given something to think about. Let's see here. So this is somebody else, I guess? Miss Claire! A familiar voice called. Oh, it's you. What a coincidence. It was a senior maid of the Francois household, whom I had met at my job interview.
I was over here being like, is it Minaria? Did she come through early?
Absolutely not.
No!
I am here with the master on a shopping errand, but when he saw you, he said I should ask you to come see him. Father said that. I'm busy right now. I thought as much, but he said it's urgent. It can't be helped then. Will you all accompany me? One of the kingdom's most elite aristocrats requested our presence. We could hardly refuse. We trailed after the chief maid to the main street where a large ornate carriage stuck out like a sore thumb on the side of the road. Hello, Claire. Hello, students. Pardon me for not disembarking, said a good-looking man with golden hair like Claire's as he opened the carriage door. Hello, Father. What have you need of me? We are shopping for the Academy Knights. Do I need a reason to call my daughter over if I spy her in passing? Dole said indifferently. Father, I am busy. I can imagine you have any business that takes priority over me. Dole cocked his head to the side. It was like any conversation between parent and child, but for better or for worse. Dole was the epitome of an aristocrat.
Epitome?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Epitome of an aristocrat. If you must go shopping, hop on. I'll even let the commoners ride with us just this once. We aren't going to the normal neighborhood. That's all right. It's an aristocrat's duty to see how the other half lives ever so often. And so we piled in Dole's carriage, which was pulled by 3 horses and large enough to comfortably seat 5 people. I didn't know if it came equipped with some sort of suspension system, but the ride was surprisingly smooth. At first, no one spoke. Misha and Lene were so clearly nervous that I felt sorry for them. How's the academy, Claire? Dole finally broke the silence. He grinned as he spoke, delighted to have a chance to talk to his daughter, who was living away from home. It's fine. The commoner movement is a bit annoying, but other than that, all is well, Claire answered shortly. Teenage daughter, sure we're a lot to deal with. The commoner movement, the fool's errand, counterpart of His Majesty's meritocratic policy. This is precisely why I opposed the policy from the start. Dole rubbed his temples.
I was like, we're gonna find out what he thinks of it, of course.
Maybe.
Of
What
course.
do you think about it, Ray Taylor? Claire's eyes went wide. Father, what are you playing at? Not only do you remember the name of a commoner, but you actually address her by name? I'm merely curious. I heard she had the best grades of any transfer student this year, and I would like to hear her thoughts, Dole said, as if to emphasize that the question had been casual. Yes, well, I said, Miss Claire asked me the same thing, but I don't care much about the movement. All I care about is being able to spend time with Miss Claire. I see. A good answer. But the fact remains that you are a commoner. Do not yearn to live the life of a noble. I'd rather see Miss Claire be happy than seek my own comfort. I don't long for life of a noble. As long as I have enough to eat every day, I'm content. Is that truly how you feel? It is. Dole was staring at me. There was no adequate rules in this country about looking people directly in the eyes, so I met his gaze evenly. I see. I don't think the average commoner shares your views at this point. I hope there will be more people like you in the future. Much obliged, I responded with a light bow. Thank you very, very much. I thought she used a fun with her name.
Oh, very.
To clarify,
Get up to here. Okay.
To clarify, I didn't find the commoner movement objections able in the least. I agree with its guiding
Oh,
principles.
objectionable. Okay, gotcha.
I did think it would be good to reduce the kingdom's ludicrous wealth gap. Personally speaking, though, I like working as a maid for Claire much more than I'm wanting to participate in politics. Let's see here. Well, I must say, I did enjoy this company. Let's get something to eat, shall we? Senior maid, take us to Gourmet. Yes, sir, said the senior maid who was driving the carriage. She had quite a wide variety of skills. Father, don't make such decisions on your own. I told you, I'm here on business. It's just a small detour. If you have any problem, just give them my name. And that's not the issue. Then what is it? Dole knew he could do as he pleased. Have you and Bro made dessert before? A commoner. You probably never had chocolate. I haven't, Misha answered when asked. I'd eaten it before in my previous life, and happened to be the creator of chocolate in this world, but I said nothing. That's what I thought. This will be a novel treat. Gourmet really does have a grand development team. After that, the chatty patriarch and the Francois family really did take us to Gourmet and buy us treats with his carriage at our disposal to finish up shopping for the Academy Nights. We ended up back at school earlier than expected, despite the detour. The praise of the other Academy Nights lavish on us for the chocolate we brought back, on the other hand, is another story for another time.
Chocolate! Yay!
Damn, I have to talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh,
I just have to.
the slap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I
Me
mean, I
too.
know that because, okay, well, in all fairness, we've seen the anime. But at the same time, it does seem that Claire is a bit more haughty in the book than she is in the anime.
Yes.
But even so, that hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts. I still really like Claire, and I realize she's my best girl, but
Right.
damn, that hurt to read. I was like,
Yeah.
I had to did I really just read this? Did she really just do that? Because it doesn't seem like she would do something like that.
Right. It doesn't. But at the same time, I think that she is going to grow and change and develop.
Yeah.
And so I think that this is showing you some of Claire before, so that you can see her change and grow and develop.
Yeah, I agree with
into
that,
being
100%.
Sweeter, more understanding.
Yeah, and she still does have that sweet side to her as
Yeah.
well, but she most definitely is a lot more like, whoa, intense.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, damn. You know, I knew she's upset about the cafe, and then she was like, and then she's like ordering Ray to go make it, and obviously Ray didn't make that food in the anime. Someone else made it, and then it was brought out, and then the guy was happy. But, you know. Wow. So, yeah, Lene seems to be more... I don't know. We haven't gotten to that part yet in the story. But she seems to be more, I would say, at this point, for the movement. Or at least what her and her brother are planning. I mean, she just, you know, the way she looks, she's very serious, and Ray keeps on telling her, hey, don't whatever, and Lene's like, what are you talking about? So, I don't know. It is also possible that we'll see a different side of Lene, because Lene in the anime... Yeah, she does do the thing when she puts the knife or whatever to Claire's neck, which was very awful to see that. But, like, she did seem like she didn't really want to keep doing this, but Lambert kept going on with it anyway, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the book.
Yeah, for sure. Lambert. Every time I hear Lambert, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Lambert.
Yeah, no, I for that too. And then also we got to have... You know, a kind of sort of, like, in the anime, it was the event, or the cross-dressing cafe event, and then we got to see the thing with you, and then we got to see with Ray with the commoners, but after the cross-dressing event was Ray approached by the commoners, and then the commoners approached you. So I was like, oh, okay, interesting, chronologically, it's different.
Yes.
But yeah, dude, and also the skirmishes are happening. You know, that didn't really happen. We only had that one situation that happened, and of course, then after that, there was,
they
like,
might have
movements.
mentioned that there were other issues.
Possibly
there were
after that
issues
happened with the
happening.
the setup scene. We'll have to see what's gonna happen. But yeah. Whoo!
Yeah, a lot. It's getting political.
Yeah.
It's getting Claire's yeah, Claire's doing some things.
The thing is, though, is that that's what she knows, right? That's the way she was taught.
Right,
It's not
yeah.
an excuse, but that's just how it is for her. But I
Yeah.
will say that was like, holy
Yeah, we
crap.
both were like, oh wait.
That did not just happen.
Because obviously we're not okay with that.
Mm-mm.
But, yeah.
At least they got to go for some yummy food.
Yeah, and they got chocolate. Yeah.
I want some chocolate. I need some chocolate after that.
Right? I agree. For sure.
Oh, man. We don't have that much left, honestly.
No, we don't.
We really don't. We have
maybe one more session left?
one more
maybe?
session left, it looks like.
Could
yeah.
be. Yeah.
And then we get to get some Ruby!
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It always opens. Yeah.
So thoughts? What did you think?
Yeah. A lot happened. That was a lot in one session.
It was.
To happen.
It was.
Like, first they dealt with that mean person who's like a sultan or something.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, they had to deal with him. It was fun seeing Claire step in. Claire talk smack about him. And then, yeah, all of that happened. And then we did get their date. I think that was really fun to watch in the anime. I was, like, imagining what visually that looked like in the anime and kind of feeling nostalgic for watching it happen in the anime. I don't know. I do think that the anime, like, I guess the book didn't give us many details of what was happening, and like, whereas visually, like, you have to put those kind of details in to create an image. So I was really thinking about the anime during that time.
Yeah, and then one other thing, and I don't know if it was like if I took it, but when Rei bought the pendant, she said she bought 2.
Did she?
I believe so.
Oh, you're gonna find that part?
I believe she did say that. Yeah. Let me see.
Okay.
Thane actually having more than a couple sentences is pretty cool.
Yeah, Thane actually said something. I like Thane in this.
Yeah, he's pretty chill, dude.
Again, he's like the Eeyore.
Yeah.
So he has like quite a personality in his indifference.
Let's see. Yeah, he's definitely still very much indifferent. Let's see here.
And you.
Oh, we learned more about Rei's past life too. It sounds like she had a pretty bad time of it.
And you standing up for the cause, speaking up for it to Claire. I was like, oh, okay, you. You're really believing. He's a real believer in the cause.
I spied something interesting at the store. I passed on my way and bought 2. Did she buy 2 amulets? It seems like it.
It does sound that way.
Interesting. So she's got 2 amulets.
Ooh, good catch.
Yeah.
I did not notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very interesting in this for sure too. I was like, okay, but you know what? I mean, I kind of get it because you know he's different than his brothers, right? Because he's his mother and everything like that. And damn, we learned that there's a lady pope. That was pretty cool. I was like, damn, all right.
Yeah.
We're here for it.
The highly magical women.
So now we have what? Girl prince, girl king, girl boss, girl pope.
Right? Yes. They put the girls in charge because they said they're very powerful. That was really interesting hearing about
the elements and everything.
The elements and their religion.
Of a higher affinity.
Yeah. But you, I really like you.
Yeah.
And I do see how, like, being the most princely one is also, like, it goes with that. To really stand up for what he believes in and the people's rights and things like that. So, yay! You is my favorite prince. Do you have a favorite prince?
We all know I really don't like Rod, but his voice is so fun to do. I would say I like you, but Thane intrigues me.
Yeah, Thane's fun too.
He's interesting because, you know, he's very indifferent, right?
Yeah.
And he's different in the anime, but he's like a whole other level of indifferent in the novel, right? He just doesn't have as much interest in stuff, but when he does actually speak longer than a few words, just kind of like, huh. Yeah, I like you and I like Thane. Rod's aight.
Yeah. So probably Thane's your
but
favorite.
I will say this. Rod, like, getting called a beautiful woman and going to do all that stuff at the cross was really funny.
It was fun, yeah.
Yeah.
So you would say Thane is probably your favorite?
I would say so. I would
Okay.
say so. Yu's pretty close because he's also very interesting, but I just like this. He's just this cool dude, and he just kind of, like, keeps to himself, but then he actually does speak his mind, and you're just like, huh.
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
true.
then.
I'm enjoying seeing you and Misha's interactions.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to learn more about them and about hopefully their childhood, but
Yeah.
also like to see their relationship move forward.
Yeah,
I hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Misha is so good on this too. It's what's nice about the novel is that you get to experience these characters more, right? Because you can only experience so much in 12 episodes, especially when like the main focus, of course, is Ray and Claire. So you get to see them, but they're not as big of a deal. So when you actually read the novel and you get like Misha steps and does this or whatever, it's like awesome, you know? Because I thought Misha was very interesting as well, but we just didn't get to know enough about her. And now that I'm getting to know more about her, I'm like, oh yeah, she's pretty great. I like Lene, but also I'm like, Lene though. That.
Yeah, tensions are
for
rising
real.
high.
And we don't have that much of the first volume left, so it's gonna be interesting. I wonder if it's gonna end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I'm curious to see
I
where
know,
it
right?
ends.
I don't think we're gonna see your beloved Minaria yet. I think
but when there was a voice, I'm like, is that her? Did she come early? No, not
she's
yet.
not here yet.
Oh. Or is she not here? Actually, I have 2 stands of her, so...
That's true.
Yeah. Yay! So this was really, a lot.
Yeah.
But, like, this was a lot.
No, it did have fun moments, too.
Yeah,
And it did have some, like, really funny times
just
as well.
a lot.
But then
Yeah,
it had a lot of, like,
a lot
really
of fun.
serious, like,
A lot of funny.
and surprising moments.
A lot of political stuff, and then the slap, and then just a lot. A lot.
Gosh, yeah.
That said, I'm gonna go eat some chocolate.
Yay!
All right, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed watching this reading of the book, make sure that you check out our playlist of all of the I'm in love with the villainous videos that we have made so far. We look forward to connecting with you again soon, and we will be sending so much love. Till next time.
Laters.